Hey guys, I haven't made a video in a while. Okay, to start, I want to mention that I do know that there are already a lot of NFT videos going around right now. And for the last year or so, I've been kind of like hiding from NFTs, hoping that they'll just like go away. But it's gotten to the point where Twitter is now asking people to connect their crypto wallets so that they can show off their NFTs as their avatar so that you can get a special hexagon-shaped border. So I'm starting to feel like I can't pretend they don't exist anymore. Okay, so very briefly, what is an NFT? I'll do this super quick because if you want a detailed explanation, there's a lot more videos out there. NFT stands for non-fungible token. In the simplest terms, the word fungible basically means able to be reproduced, duplicated, or replaced. For example, a digital file on a computer is fungible because you can just copy it and it makes an exact copy. There's no difference between those copies. So to be non-fungible means something can't be reproduced or replaced. There's only one. A good example of this is something like the Mona Lisa. You can't duplicate the Mona Lisa because the copy would never be exactly the same. It's gonna have slightly different colors, different brush strokes. It's not going to be 500 years old, and a copy of the Mona Lisa wouldn't have any of the cultural weight that the original has, for obvious reasons. This idea of something being non-fungible actually kind of applies to most things in the physical world, like even things that are mass-produced. Like the shirt I'm wearing, you can go to H&M and buy like an exact copy of it, but I've owned this shirt for years. So it has memories attached to it, stains, so in a way, that's non-fungible. Like if I lost this shirt and went and bought another one, it wouldn't be exactly the same. Does that mean it has value? No, not really. So NFTs take this idea of things being non-fungible and tries to apply it to digital items being inherently fungible. The way they do this is by creating a token and assigning that token to a digital file. The token in this sense basically acts as like a certificate of authenticity. So you have this like certificate on the blockchain that verifies that you're the one that owns this digital file. If you don't know what the blockchain is, all you need to know is that it's a really secure place to store this information. Like there's basically no chance of it being lost, stolen, deleted, rewritten, etc. If you want more information about this, there are entire videos out there that just talk about like what the blockchain is and how it works. But for this purpose, all you really need to know is that the blockchain is super, super secure. So by having this unreproducible certificate, you can prove that whatever digital item you bought is yours. Because this certificate says that, and it's in a place that everybody can see and nobody can edit. That's essentially what an NFT is. Like, you can get into details, and there's sort of more to it, but to be honest, that's pretty much it. A token assigned to you that says you own something. Now, the purchase of an NFT doesn't necessarily come with any trademarks, copyrights, any rights at all like that. Like, they can, but most of them don't. So say if you bought a digital file of like a JPEG, you can't actually like control who uses that. And this is why people are always trolling NFT crypto bros on Twitter by screenshotting their NFTs, because there's nothing they can do about it. Usually they'll respond by saying, "You don't understand NFTs. I own this. You don't own it. It says right here on the blockchain that I own it." And this is where it should become obvious to you that NFTs aren't anything, at least not anything with real tangible value. It almost becomes like a philosophical thing. Like you have to think about the concept of ownership and what that even means. Like the definition of ownership is just possessing something, right? And with items in the physical real world, that makes a lot of sense, because when you have the physical copy of something, it usually means that someone else doesn't, or at least they can't have it easily, or they can't have it without purchasing it. Like you have access to something that you did not have access to before you bought it. And the value of that thing is usually dependent on what it can do for you. You know, what can it add to your life? An NFT doesn't do anything for you. Any enjoyment you could get out of an NFT can be had by just looking at an NFT. You don't have to buy it. The owner doesn't really have anything that you don't have. You can look at it just as much as they can. You can just screenshot it and use it as your profile picture. Who cares? Now, there are a lot of cases in the real world where the value of things is all kinds of fucked up too. For example, like the fine art market, where billionaires buy like Rothkos for millions of dollars, despite them being something that you could just pay like any artist to make for like a few $100 and put it up in your living room, and it, you know, it looks exactly the same and has the exact same effect. And, you know, I mean, Rothkos are they're just blobs of paint. Like this picture behind me is a copy of an AirTag. I paid like $30 for it. I don't need a real AirTag. What I like about it is how it looks in my apartment. I think she looks cunt. The print for me has the exact same effect as a real AirTag would have. Of course, what people are buying in this situation isn't the value of what something can do for them. It's like weird other stuff. Mostly, I think it's for laundering money. You can basically evade taxes by buying like really expensive art in cash and then reselling that art to somebody else. Apparently, like when you get the cash back, like you don't have to pay taxes on it or something. I'm not exactly sure how that works. And I heard that maybe like they're starting to crack down on this. I don't know. It's another thing. And I'm sure there's a bunch of billionaires out there that like really want people to know that they have a genuine, authentic Rothko. So yeah, there are people who are doing it for clout or whatever. But mostly I think the fine art market is money laundering and like framing things as investments so that you can try to sell it to someone else at a higher price. And you can kind of look at NFTs the same way. The entire purpose of buying an NFT is to possibly resell it at a higher price. So it's exactly like fine art, except one thing. In fine art, you at least get the painting. Like as ridiculous as it is to pay $5 million for a canvas with paint on it, they do have the painting. When it comes to NFTs, they don't have anything tangible. There's nothing physical. Like at least when a billionaire buys a Rothko, it has, brush strokes. It can look nice in their house. It's the actual canvas that Rothko touched. I guess that might be cool for some people. Like it's dumb as hell to me, but it's something. NFTs are more like buying a certificate to a Rothko. So the possibility of reselling it is the only value. It's the only thing that separates you from anybody else who wants to download the JPEG. So if it's true that NFTs are basically nothing and they have no real tangible value, then why are people buying them? Why are they selling for so much? I mean, the answer is just like people are dumb and greedy and they'll fall for anything as long as you promise them money. NFTs run entirely on hype and speculation. You should buy this NFT because someday it's going to the moon. And if you don't hop on now, you're gonna miss out. Don't come crying to me when we're all rich and you didn't get your NFT. So I've noticed that the only people who talk positively about NFTs are people who have some kind of like skin in the game. They have a stake in NFTs in some way. They either own NFTs themselves, or they run some kind of NFT selling platform, or they're selling NFT conferences. It's all people who would benefit from more people getting into NFTs. They'll pitch to you that it's a smart investment, that you're supporting artists. With this amazing new technology, digital artists can finally get paid for their work. But see, the thing about NFTs is they only really benefit people at the very top. People who got in really early, people who have a lot of money to throw at it, or artists who already have extensive, like large followings. If you're not in one of these groups, then it's very likely that you're not going to make much money. And it's more likely that you're going to lose money. For smaller artists, the act of registering your art as an NFT, this is known as minting an NFT, it has tons of hidden like costs. Like there's so many fees that unless you're selling your art for a lot, you're probably gonna come away losing money. So what you've got here is a system where people at the top are gaining obscene amounts of money, and that's being fueled by the people at the bottom losing money.
That this is not one of those shady pyramid schemes you've been hearing about. No, sir. Our model is the trapezoid.
Most people are not buying NFTs to own art that they plan on keeping. They're not doing it to support artists. They're buying them because they think in the short term, there's a chance that the price will go up and they'll be able to sell it at a profit. And a way that they can make NFTs go up in value is by convincing suckers that NFTs are worthwhile and that they need to get in on them now. It's a fucking pyramid scheme. It's Herbalife for bros. NFTs are going to be sold and resold until somebody at the end of the line gets stuck with a token that they paid $20,000 for that no one wants to buy. And obviously, NFTs are in a huge bubble right now, where the value is so ridiculously inflated. It's only a matter of time before the ass falls out of the whole thing and your NFTs are worthless. Because it's not an investment. They won't appreciate in value. There is no value. They aren't anything. So I think the biggest reason I want to start talking about this now, when I've ignored it for so long, is in the past couple of months, I've noticed an influx of queer people jumping on NFTs. And I honestly can't tell if they're falling for the trap or if they're just as scammy as the crypto bros. But lately I keep seeing LGBT people and women framing NFTs in the same way that the crypto bros do, but with like a queer woke angle. NFTs are a great way to support queer artists. Crypto bros dominate NFTs, and it's time for women to have a piece of the pie. We need more queer Ponzi schemes. A few weeks ago, graphic artist Jessica Hish came out in a Twitter post as an NFT sympathizer. She said she likes seeing artists make money and pay off their debt, seeing artists discover new paths to creativity, seeing artists find new people who love their work and find value in it. According to Jessica, everyone she knows in NFTs right now are just dripping in creativity and inspiration. Where, Jessica? Where? So there are different marketplaces online where you can buy NFTs, OpenSea being one of the most popular. Let's just take a quick look and see what's for sale. So one thing you'll notice right away about NFTs is that they're commonly available in collections, most of which are just the same image with slight modifications. The most notorious of these is the Bored Ape series, a shitty monkey with a 2003 Newgrounds.com kind of vibe. At the moment, there are over 10,000 variants of this Bored Ape on OpenSea, all being sold as different NFTs, each with their own hefty price tag attached. So what these scumbags do in order to create more NFTs like more efficiently is they create like one image and then a bunch of assets for that image, and they just layer them on top. They'll like change the colors or put on like a funny hat and then mint it as an entirely new different NFT. Mona Lisa with a hat, Mona Lisa with an eye patch. The best part is they're not even doing this manually. People create automated programs that just kind of randomize assets. It's like customizing a character in a video game. It's essentially those like pit crew avatars people have on Twitter. Somehow this is accepted as the norm and everyone just thinks it's cool and fine. Obviously there's no artistic creativity here. It's not inspiring. It's scammers making as many variants of their scam as they can. And this is the majority of NFTs right now. So for Jessica to claim that everyone she knows into NFTs is just like so creative and so inspired, I don't think that's reflective of the overall market, Gorge. And aside from this, most small artists don't like NFTs because right now it's full of rampant art theft. A lot of NFT bros can't even draw a monkey themselves, so they just go and they steal art from small artists and mint those as if it's their own. Sometimes they use dead people to do it, because dead people can't fight back. It's gotten so bad that DeviantArt has released a feature where people can scan all of the most popular crypto art marketing sites and see if it matches up with any of the stuff they've uploaded to DeviantArt. And they found a lot. But because NFTs are on the blockchain, it's extremely hard to get these taken down. So typically, they just get away with it. Awesome! The main angle I keep seeing with like queers and women trying to hawk NFTs is this idea that the only problem with NFTs is that the industry is full of toxic dude bros. What we need to do is open the space so that women and non-binaries can also get in on the grift. Look, she's one of those people that spells folks with an X. Why? For what reason? Promoting a Ponzi scheme while pretending it's woke is unbelievable to me. It actually feels scummier than the straight bros. At least they're not trying to seem virtuous about it. It reminds me when liberals are like, we need more war criminals of color. Or those memes that are like, can I have healthcare? Republicans, no. Democrats, he, they, no. Like, at least the Republicans are honest. Unfortunately, it looks like this angle is working. Looking through OpenSea, I already see several LGBT NFT collections, and it's all just as terrible as the straight bro shit. This one is pitching hand-painted and layered through an algorithm as a bonus, like it's a positive thing. Just look at this shit. It's all like automated avatar garbage. So just a few short weeks after coming out as an NFT sympathizer, Jessica Hische revealed her new project, My BFF, a new open access community hoping to get more women and non-binaries into the crypto art space. I'm shocked. Somebody who came out in support of NFTs had personal stake in it? Wild. It looks like their first endeavor is a conference happening on January 26th, and at the time of filming this, they have over 10,000 people confirmed. The site's full of statements like, women are missing out on multi-trillion-dollar opportunities. Men represent 81% of the crypto space. It's like they saw a hole in the market for people who were not falling victim to the scam, and they were like, let's target those people. We can funnel these people into NFTs and then our NFTs will be worth more. Look at this Instagram story. They partnered with Gwyneth Paltrow. Over the years, I witnessed a lot of men getting deep into crypto, while I and many of my friends were still trying to understand the implications of the technology. On January 26th, My BFF is hosting an event to help women and non-binary people get educated, connected, and financially rewarded in crypto and Web3. Well, I for one am just glad Gwyneth Paltrow is finally being financially rewarded. Okay, look. Don't let people saying stuff like, Trans people deserve to take up space in the NFT community. Convince you that NFTs are anything worthwhile, or that they're not a scam. It's the exact same shit the crypto bros are doing with a shiny woke veneer. NFTs are nothing. Artists don't like them because their work is being stolen, and when they try to make NFTs themselves, the cost is so prohibitive that it doesn't make sense for them to do it. And I didn't even mention it in this video, but because NFTs are on the blockchain, that means they use up like a ton of energy. Apparently, NFTs are currently using as much energy per year as like the country of Ireland. But like, as bad as that is, even if NFTs had no environmental impact, I would still be against them because it's a pyramid scheme. It's actually gonna get so much worse than this. It looks like we're on the precipice of the internet fully embracing this idea of digital scarcity. We're already seeing things like NFT items in video games pop up that you can only buy with cryptocurrency. I can only imagine how dystopian this is gonna get. I mean, the whole thing at its root is just trying to find a way to force people to buy cryptocurrency. Like, NFTs are just an excuse to prop up the crypto market, but that's like a whole nother video that I'm probably not qualified to make. So let me just leave you with this. Resist NFTs. Stay out of NFTs. There's a lot more videos out there if you want to do a deeper dive, you know, educate yourself as much as you want to. Don't believe the people that are trying to tell you NFTs are awesome and that you just don't understand it. They're either scamming you or they don't understand it themselves. Love you. Bye. Oh, after a bunch of people called out Jessica on her NFT post on Twitter, she kind of framed it as like this cancel culture thing. Like, because people were calling her a scumbag. You can't even scam someone these days without somebody having a problem with it.